problem is that you have to go after the racist people. And if B, the CEO, goes, you know what, I'm not going to allow a woman on my show or man that will go after white America and talk about them like dogs. That doesn't represent our ideals and values for anyone. And get rid of those people. And this will clear up real quick. So do you have to actually look in the mirror and clean up your own backyard and get the racist people out? Because that's who you allowed in. You got black racist on TV who can just go all day and say anything about white people. And I guess lo and behold, they forgot that there's a lot of people at home, white people at home during the day, that are not watching your show anymore. So just clean it up.
Ian's obsession with pushing the anti-Trump agenda and its never-ending socialist spin has finally hit a wall, and that wall looks a lot like a catastrophic train wreck. The damage. Irreversible. And now, the public has had enough.
You said tempers reached a boiling point backstage at The View between Whoopi Goldberg and TV judge Jeanine Pirro.
Republican presidential candidate Tim Scott facing some of his harshest liberal media critics head-on.
I'm going very well for the ladies at The View. Whoopi Goldberg reportedly threatening to quit after getting suspended from the show for 2 weeks over her comment about the Holocaust. Whoopi's co-hosts are said to be furious with the decision. Here's how the show very briefly.
Tyrus, former pro wrestler turned political firebrand, didn't just clap back at Whoopi Goldberg and the circus crew on The View. No, he torched them. Since its debut, The View has been a breeding ground for unhinged rhetoric. But this time, they crossed a line too far. In today's video, we're unpacking the total destruction that played out on live TV.
Not about race. It's not about race because it's about man's inhumanity.
Breaking news overnight, The View co-host Whoopi Goldberg suspended for 2 weeks for her comments about the Holocaust.
Tyrus confronted the issue head-on during a Fox News panel, delivering a scathing takedown of Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts. What he said: outrageous, brutally honest, and absolutely jaw-dropping. After intense backlash, Whoopi was briefly suspended for 2 weeks over her disturbing Holocaust remarks. But of course, the network caved, business as usual, as if nothing ever happened.
Conversations with people you're not comfortable with. And what we saw on that show was Whoopi was going down, her own personal beliefs were coming out, and her peers said she's hanging herself. Let's enjoy the fire.
Really? You think that?
Said, asked her a question again to get her to repeat it. Then you saw when your friend has been suspended, she's gone.
Next up, Sunny Hostin, who proudly smeared millions of Republican voting white women in a move so condescending, it left even liberal pundits squirming.
But what's also surprising to me is the abortion issue. I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican. Why? It's almost like roaches voting for rain, right? It's voting against their own self-interest. Okay, so do we love democracy or not? Because
Then there's Caroline Levitt, a rising conservative voice who was recently ambushed, on air, by Joy Behar, a woman who's practically built her career on peddling hysterical, half-baked rants that play like a parody of progressive outrage.
I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous
This is her first time.
This isn't a talk show anymore. It's a full-blown circus of liberal privilege, where cheap shots and delusional hot takes get passed off as bold commentary. On November 15, 2024, Tyrus joined Greg Gutfeld and the panel to break it down. Hollywood's legacy media still hasn't recovered from Trump's re-election, and now, bold voices like Tyrus are stepping up, sharper, louder, and unafraid to call it what it is.
The times are a-changin'. Jim, I'm going to give you 3 great things that are happening. The LA Times is replacing its entire editorial board to more closely reflect all opinions. After Donald Trump's landslide win, Hollywood claims it's going to be more welcoming to conservative actors and less...
Some media execs are finally realizing that audiences are sick of the woke nonsense. How bad has it gotten? There's talk that even The View is eyeing a Trump supporter. Desperation. Meet irony.
Apparently, The View is desperate to find a Trumper to join. How long do you think this is going to last?
Tyrus didn't hold back. He even brought up Meghan McCain, exposing the way Whoopi and her crew of smug elitists treated her. It's almost laughable that now, suddenly, they want to switch gears. Why the change of heart? Or is it just panic?
Maybe you should stop covering those rallies of his. That's my one recommendation. It just empowers you more.
Yeah.
That seems like a logical response to that question. I mean, come on, we're talking about social media's impact, and we jump to Trump's rally.
I jump wherever I damn please, okay? That's twice. Let me say that.
Not the topic.
But that's twice. I'm not allowed to change the subject if I want to.
I just thought we were talking about social media.
All right, so you talk about it then.
No, I asked
Go
you.
ahead.
We mentioned
Here's what's happening now. We're gonna.
show ever.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what?
No
What's
problem.
happening?
Girl, please stop talking. That line, delivered live, set the tone. Tyrus peeled back the fake glamour and exposed the view for what it's become. A toxic carnival that's come off the rails.
It's not even that. In The View, you don't need to find Trumpers. You need to fire your race baiters.
Yeah.
You need to fire the two races. You had people. You had McCain on there. You had people on there before, and you ran them off. So the racist ones who want to stick to this, Whoopi and Sonny, and was it Bette Midler?
Yes, right.
Broke ass Bette Midler. Fire them and bring people in. Maybe you could get McCain to come back. She was a Republican, but every show and every break, she was nearly in tears that she was being attacked.
And here's the twist. The audience loved it. Tyrus called them out, by name, and didn't flinch. Finally, someone with the guts to say what we're all thinking.
Yeah, you know, Emily.
You talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the
That's
border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So-
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that
The
was.
lessons are not.
Not enough. Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
After Trump's victory in 2024, the left lost its mind, and the View spiraled into total meltdown mode. But Tyrus wasn't having it. His takedown wasn't just bold, it was brutal and absolutely necessary.
All that. And the price of butter. Sonny gets the game ball. If it wasn't for her asking that question, then it might have been a closer election. But when nothing really comes to mind, I was like, should she? Listen, they're bitter, they're angry, there also should be. This should have been a reset for everyone who pushed lies and misinformation for the last. They call them Hitler, they call these things. America rejected them, and instead of coming back and saying we lied, they instead are now doubling down. So let her keep doing it, because if she keeps that up, we're going to keep getting the Senate and probably the House and the White House, because people will see right through your lies. So keep doing what you're doing. Game all.
This was more than a clapback. Tyrus went scorched earth, tearing down the phony arguments and hollow outrage, piece by piece. From vicious rebuttals to full-on exposure, Tyrus didn't just roast Whoopi Goldberg, he lit up the whole table. Was this the best on-air takedown you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. We're just getting started.